Okay, guys. Make sure you comment if you guys have any questions for Javia, and we're about to get started. One final sip. Hello, everyone. How is everyone's weekend going so far? I'm your amazing host, Matt. Do you guys think it's very arrogant of me to start it like that way? Anyway, you guys love it. Okay, so getting into the show today, we have an awesome guest. His name is Javia Shaw. He is from Jamaica, and he does a bunch of tours. He's been in the industry for over 20 years, so I am so excited to talk to him. I've never been to Jamaica, so it's going to be really cool to have a bunch of insight there. Later on, we're going to be talking about some of our future cruises for season 2, cruise 1.5 we got coming up. Got an awesome interview, and we have some new features coming up. So, without further ado, let's get started. Hey guys, so let's start with the first segment. Show us your face, round 2. So each week we are going to be picking a picture from your guys' submissions, and you can send us pictures at zach@cruiseweek.tv. So we want you guys to send us pictures from your cruises. Let us know where your cruise picture is being taken, and we'll display it behind us over here. Oh, look at that. I even got the right side this time. Slowly learning. This one comes from Kim Rodney. She was on the Carnival Magic on October 2014 for her first Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, and Future group cruise. And this was at the sail away party. So everyone say hello to Kim. If you want to be displayed, again, send it to zach@cruiser.tv and we'll show us your face. Okay, so yeah. So our next guest that we have on is Javia Shaw. I'm super excited to talk to him. He's been in the Jamaican tour industry for over 20 years, running it with his mom. I've never been to Jamaica before, so I have a lot of different questions to ask about him. Most important ones are definitely going to be about the food, because the Jamaicans, I know, they really like spicy food, and I like spicy food, so we already got that little connection going on there. So let's bring him on. Hey, Javia, how's it going?
Yeah, man. Good night to you all, viewers, cruisers, everybody. Good night. Wagwan.
What's the temperature like there in Jamaica right now?
Well, we're currently at about 70 to 73 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
Nice. Not too
Rain. It
bad.
rained today, so it's cool right now. It's chilled right now.
Nice. So tell us a little about yourself.
Well, some viewers might know me, some might not, but I'm a young Jamaican dude. You call it dude, right?
Yeah.
Young Jamaican guy. I'm in the tourism industry here in Jamaica, and I take pleasure in showing people around all the time, my visitors that comes to Jamaica and want to get the best out of Jamaica and stuff like that. I'm here for them. But other than that, I'm just a really nice, cool individual, easygoing, fun type.
hmm
Yeah, man.
So you've been in the industry for over 20 years and you've been running it with your mom, right?
Yes, pretty much. I've been working with my mom for well, personally, I have been working with her for about 10 years, but she has been in this industry, maneuvering what she does for 20 something odd years. So
hmm
in general, we've been around for that long, yeah.
You
Small
look like
people, but
a
we we
mhm.
we do what we do to the best.
You look like a pretty young guy. So what age do you start this all out?
Well, I started at about 19, yeah. I started at about 19, where I was working with a bigger company for about 3 years, and then I left for the Cayman Islands, where I did some work in the Cayman Islands, and then came back here. So I've been doing this full time with Marvel since 2006.
Nice. So let's get into some of the viewer questions we had. How did the recent hurricanes affect the island and tourism?
Well, the last hurricane we had, it did not affect Jamaica direct. In fact, thanks for the the prayers. A lot of people also online, even here on Facebook, sent out a lot of prayers for us in Jamaica. It skipped us, fortunately did and unfortunately did quite a bit of damage in
Hmm.
Haiti. But we didn't really get much damage here. We got some rain and some flooding in Kingston, which is on the southeast side, so not much damage as far as to the tourism sector of Jamaica, pretty much. That was the last hurricane we had. The one we had that did quite a bit of damage to everything, the tourism industry and us in general, was in
Hmm.
2004. Some people probably remember Hurricane Ivan.
Hmm.
Yeah, Ivan did quite a bit of damage, but since then we haven't had much damage in the hurricane.
That's pretty good.
You know, so
Um,
so
Lyn- Lynette Wright asks, "What's a spot that's totally under the radar for cruisers that can go to, and where should they visit it?"
the spot that is totally
Under
that
the
sort of
radar,
broke
like
up.
hidden.
Well, under the radar hidden is our services. Is
Hmm.
what we have to offer and how we show people Jamaica and what Jamaica has to offer. I mean, everything is with the age of the internet right now. Everything is pretty much being highlighted as far
Hmm.
as the activities and attractions are concerned. But one of the best things about Jamaica and ways in getting to know Jamaica is the people who you deal with. You know what I mean? I mean, the tour companies, everybody pretty much are selling the same things. So
Hmm.
everybody really goes at the same places. But, it has a lot to do with the individuals, that you interact with, such as myself. We take people around and we get you in depth into the culture. We are able to take people and take the time out to take people to show them places that people really don't, get to see. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
These are the places not always published. For instance, walking in the town in any one of our small towns, like per se Ocho Rios. I'm from Ocho Rios, walking through the town of Ocho Rios, going inside of the farmers market and getting into the culture, the little food shop or food shack along the way. You know what I mean? These little things are, under the radar because they're really not published, but at the same
Hmm.
time, they are Jamaica. This is what people would love to see and know about, a culture or a country, a people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see behind you have two pieces of paper there. So can you explain what you got there?
Well, these are the only two that we've collected.
Hmm.
We've been getting a certificate of excellences since 2000, since what 2010. Yeah, so we currently have certificate of excellence from
Hmm.
TripAdvisor. If you all could see here, this is one. This is another, and there are more that we haven't really collected, got it in the mails, but so these are pretty much our certificate of excellences that we boast, which is a result of clients being pleased about, our
Hmm.
services and go back and add reviews on our services via tripadvisor.com or cruisecritic.com. So, other readers and viewers could actually know who we are and what we offer. So,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
always good to
man.
have, just some like background information, and you guys must be pretty popular in there too.
Well, currently, I must say this is where we get most of our business from. I would say about 75% of our business that we get here as a tour operator comes
Hmm.
via, TripAdvisor.com, and after comes CruiseCritic.com and Facebook, which is, the groups that are on Facebook and my clients that we have dealt with in
Hmm.
the past actually take the time out to go back and review what we do. So other readers, even you learned about us basically from a social medium. I'm not sure which one,
Yep.
but you know you learned about us from a social medium. Shout out to people like Charlie Mendoza, and Kim Rodney, and a lot of these people who has used our services and took the time out to, Daisy Day, a lot of people on Facebook. I couldn't even start naming names right now, but a lot of people are probably watching right now. Shout out to you guys, man. One love. I'm here.
So, as a tour guide, what's your favorite spot to take everyone? Like, what's everyone's favorite place to go on the tour?
Currently, I must say, the Blue Hole. There's a spot in
Hmm.
Jamaica called Blue Hole. It's in Algeciras. It's getting a lot of buzz right now. and it deserves the buzz that it gets because it's really fun. It was once, one of the off the beaten path type of thing,
Hmm.
which is not published, but now, they're getting a lot of publishing and a lot of hits. So, it tends to get really busy, but it's really, fun to do if you're active and into water and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
another place that we're currently at No Jamaica Tour is going to put a lot of emphasis on is also, it's a place called Kanoko.
Hmm.
I mean, these people right now, they're getting some free ads right now, right? From both me and you. But Kanoko Garden and Park and Falls, Kanoko, it's really good. It's totally for the family. There's a waterfall there. They have like a bird aviary and flora and fauna. So it's something for the family, people of all ages. And we're putting together an itinerary to include this spot, which a lot of people
Hmm.
would really like. So the Blue Hole, which is actually officially called Island Gully Falls, yeah, and the Kanoko Gardens and Falls. These places are like the spot. I mean, I love them personally, so I would take pleasure in showing them to
Hmm.
others. You know what I mean? Yeah,
So we
man.
got a couple questions from Periscope, where they're asking, are there any tours about cannabis plantations?
uh, you know what they are, but you not from being on a cruise. You can't really
Hmm.
be on a cruise and get to do this. One would have to be on a land-based vacation and have that time because it's really far out of where the cruise ports are
Hmm.
to really take the time out to do this. You know what I mean? Other
Yeah.
than that, you have people that goes up to Bob Marley's mausoleum, which people could actually go to the mausoleum from being on a cruise, and
Hmm.
there they have a plantation or two where they would sell people as a tour other than touring the Bob Marley's mausoleum. But to really get a good tour, a good vibe tour of a
Hmm.
plantation such as this one would have to be staying on the island,
Hmm.
not just stopping
So
over for 6 hours.
we have a question from a Laurie Brogdon. Also, guys, if you have any questions for JV or myself, leave them in the comments and we'll try to get to them in the show. She asks, we are on a
Hmm.
carnival excursion at Duns Fall. We were
Hmm.
not harassed by hair braiders, but we were harassed by some drug dealers. This made me a little bit uncomfortable. Are drugs that freely
Hmm.
available, and what's the story behind them?
Well, drugs. Well, to be honest, people do offer drugs here, and what
Hmm.
happened is the peddlers, what they do is they don't know who is out for drugs because you do have people that they come on a cruise or they fly in. This is one of their things that it's a must do. We have to try some ganja, we call it, which is marijuana.
Hmm.
So people do travel and have this as an aspect, yeah. So the peddlers they go at everybody not knowing who really wants because some people want and are afraid to say. So
Hmm.
that's one reason why the peddlers go at everybody, right? One reason why you find it so prevalent is because, just like we'd mentioned before, plantations are big in Jamaica. Is when it comes to sativa, cannabis, marijuana,
Hmm.
hemp, you'd find that quite a bit here. So you'd find that more. You'd find some people selling cocaine,
Hmm.
you call it blow or whatever. You'd find some people selling that. But you would find the peddlers, like I said, going to people because they don't know who really
Hmm.
is here for that. And you do have people that travel for that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So for
What's
my
the legality
advice to
of them
people
too
is,
there?
could you repeat that?
What's the legality of like marijuana there? Because the marijuana in the states, it varies per state.
Tell you what, it has been decriminalized
Hmm.
within the past year or so. In fact, today in Jamaica, they have a festival in Negril. And some
Hmm.
people, some viewers might hear about Negril. There's a festival in Negril that they call Weed Festival. So they're doing like cannabis cakes,
Hmm.
muffins, smoking the whole nine. So if they're having a festival, then you must know, how decriminalized it is. It
Yeah.
has become within a year or so. So if one actually has interest in smoking and come to Jamaica and want to smoke, they don't have to worry that they will be busted by the cops. You know what I mean,
Hmm.
or whatever. They could smoke freely. However, if one comes to Jamaica and they don't have that interest, it's no problem. If people
Yeah.
comes up to you
Hmm.
trying to sell you and offering, just say no, thank you, we're okay, because they are gonna come up to you, believe it or not. So don't get offended, don't feel offended, folks. Don't get intimidated. These people are just trying to make a living, and they don't know who wants, so they're gonna approach pretty much
Hmm.
everybody when they see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you come here and you escape people, trying to sell you something, that's good. You know what I mean? Because they're
Hmm.
always out. I'm
So it's just
just
like kind of
saying.
buying cigarettes in the U.S., right? It's just that easily available and completely legal, and yeah.
Right here. Yes, unless the only illegal part of it is if you're trying to take it out of the country. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And
Yeah.
yeah, as long as you're here
Hmm.
and you're
We
you're
definitely
indulging.
appreciate your honesty about it because I know a lot of people want to know about that. Because in the U.S., if you talk about cannabis or stuff like that, a lot of times it goes back to like the strong Jamaican stuff. So I think that's really cool that we were just able to talk about that quickly. So moving on to my favorite one, Marvia Shaw asks, "What about Red Stripe beer?"
And tell you what, that Marva Shaw is my mom. So
Ah,
she's viewing our interview right now. Red Stripe beer. I mean, I saw you drinking your beer, and I mentioned that you should try some Red Stripe Light.
mm-hmm.
Well, Red Stripe beer is a Jamaican brewed beer, and it's a really good beer. I am not much of a drinker.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I must be honest, like you say, my honesty. I do drink a beer or two. In fact, pass on beer for me. In fact, I'm not working right now. I'm on an interview, so I have Red Stripe in the fridge. So I'm gonna drink a Red Stripe for everybody while I'm doing this interview. Is that
Awesome.
okay?
That's more than okay.
So
I got.
Red Stripe beer is a Jamaican brewed beer, and it's a really good beer. A lot of people have actually tried this beer and say it's good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Jamaican brewed. When you come here, you should have a beer. Now, if you go to a store in Florida and
Mm-hmm.
purchase a Red Stripe beer, it's not the same as you'd get in Jamaica, because the beer you get in Florida is not brewed in Jamaica. I think it's
Oh, okay.
brewed in Trinidad or somewhere in the US or somewhere. But when you come to Jamaica and you get a really straight up home brewed beer,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good beer. In fact, this is it. I don't know if you've ever seen a bottle, but here's a bottle of Red Stripe beer, guys. I'm a pop the cap on this one for you all, okay?
Of
Yeah,
course.
man.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, man.
Okay, we got some more questions coming on. So Patty Martin asks, so what is the Dune Falls that I keep hearing about so much?
Duns Falls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Duns Falls is considered Jamaica's number one attraction to this date. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's really a 600 feet of cascading waterfall. In fact, waterfall comes from rivers, and in Jamaica, just giving you a little bit of information on Jamaica as you asked. We have approximately 120 registered rivers in Jamaica, and the Duns River Falls is one of the biggest. Yeah, and what it does, it's flowing from the mountains as an underground spring, and it dumps right into the ocean. So while doing this, it has like cascades. It's formed by limestone. So what people do is they go to the ocean, staying dry, and then they trek up on the waterfall, and they do normally do the treks with like tour guides. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really fun. You're getting wet, you're exercising, you're having fun while you're taking in Jamaica's beauty. Jamaica's tranquility. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Water, land. It's really fun. It's like I said, Jamaica's number one attraction to this date. Now the Blue Hole is right behind them. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But
I actually heard
yeah,
about the
man.
Blue Hole when I was in Belize. They had a lot of advertising for it, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Kelly
man. It's
Brewer
really
from Kelly Brewer Travel asks, "Where's the best scuba diving spot?"
well. The best scuba diving in Jamaica right now, I would say it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much on the coast between Montego Bay to Ocho Rios, anywhere on these coasts. Ocho Rios has some good spots, but again, I must be honest. A lot of our coral reefs, a lot of our corals is dying out.
Mm-hmm.
pollution and oil, from vessels and stuff like that, right? But some of the best scuba is pretty much along the north coast, from Montego Bay coming into Ocho Rios. You have a few. You don't have a lot of scuba diving companies, so basically the few that are here, they really go to the better spots or the best spots there is. So anywhere from Ocho Rios, from Montego Bay coming up to Ocho Rios is good for scuba diving.
So, jumping out of the ocean and back onto land, tell us about Jamaican coffee because that's really sought out in the US. I know it's one of my favorite brands to get, or one of my favorite
Well,
types.
the best coffee, which is said to be one of the best in the world,
Hmm.
is grown in the Blue Mountains. And the Blue Mountains is the highest point on the Jamaica. The Blue Mountains goes up 7,402 feet above sea level.
That's
Seven
pretty high.
7,000, yep. So, I guess the quality of the coffee depends on, the elevation that is grown. This is what I've learned.
Hmm.
This is what I've learned.
Nice.
It has a lot to do with the elevation. So I'm not much of a coffee drinker. I do every now and then, but of course, when I do Blue Mountains.
Hmm.
Yeah. And a lot of my clients that I've dealt with rate the Blue Mountains. So I guess it speaks for itself.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
man.
am definitely a coffee person. I need some espresso, something, especially if we're doing a lot of the filming where I usually do a lot of filming in the day and then kind of party at night, so that coffee really gets me going in the morning.
So you're a party man. You know what? You need to come to Jamaica,
Uh,
man.
yeah, I mean, the GoPro footage, I get kind of sloppy at night when I get a couple drinks, 15 drinks, maybe 16, 17 here and there.
I
It's
bet
nice.
you're having I bet you're having vodka and beer because if you were having the Jamaican rum, you wouldn't have so much to drink. You only need about one or two.
Oh, God. I had a recent incident with rum, so I'm kind of done with rum for a little bit. I had a pretty bad
Okay.
hangover the other day, but I'm
Uh,
getting over it now.
all right.
So, AK asks, if I get off the ship and have 8 hours but no idea what to do in Jamaica, where would you take me?
Well, first thing I would find out if what I do when I have clients like this. What I find out is first, what are your interests? Are you interested in water activities because Jamaica has a lot of water activities, right? Or you just want to ride around and see what Jamaica offers. One of the main things of seeing and knowing Jamaica, like I said, is doing a scenic tour, a tour with us
Hmm.
where we take you into Jamaica's culture to see the people, to see the food. So I would begin there. Like, this is what we have to offer. You could do some water sports, you could go
Hmm.
zip lining. Basically, I would just give a client all the options and then would break it down to the main interest of this client. So basically, what I'll do, like I said, I'd give you the full options and then we'll take it from there. So that's the easiest way. Just
Hmm.
give you the full options and give a suggestion or two, but it based on that individual because different individuals wants to do different things and have interest in different things. So we try to find out. What we do is when people email us at No Jamaica Tours, what they do is they get in touch with my mom, and if they don't know what they want to do, my mom helps them
Hmm.
to customize a day. You know what I mean, and make it perfect. Yeah. So that's how we
So,
would help you. We'll give you the options.
with my day, I really like a nice meal here. So, walk me through what would we have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the island? Something nice and
Well,
classic.
all right. Tell you what, Jamaica's breakfast is normally a heavy breakfast. It's not like you're used to just scrambled eggs and probably toast bread and bagels and waffles and stuff like that. We have primarily for Jamaica something called ackee and saltfish. It's our
Hmm.
national dish. And we boil bananas, we boil like green bananas, we boil dumplings, we boil yams. So I would take you to a local restaurant where you would have an option of trying what Jamaica has to offer for breakfast. Yeah. And then
Hmm.
for lunch, I would just get off the brinks and say for lunch, it's primarily jerk chicken or jerk pork or some
Hmm.
some beef patties or some chicken patties or escovitch fish, you know what I mean? And for dinner, again, we do heavy food, boiled yams, boiled bananas. You do stewed or curry chickens or curried
Hmm.
goat. Goat, you probably in America hear them say chicken curry or goat curry, yeah? In Jamaica, we call it curry goat, curry chicken,
We
and
actually
rice and peas.
goat's not that big of a popular meat that I know of in America. Usually it's just like cows, so you got beef, pork, and chicken are the main like three meats that people get, and sometimes turkey here and there. But goat's kind of not that known. If you go to many grocery stores like Walmart, you probably heard of, or just regular stores, many of them don't carry goat. But I really like goat. I think it's nice and savory, and it's very rich and just has so much flavor. And curry is my absolute favorite. So we definitely got to hit a goat curry spot.
Yeah, man, definitely. But I think if you do go to other islands before even coming here,
Hmm.
some other islands do the curried goat. Some other islands do the jerk chicken. You know, some other islands do the same things we do, but again, it is copied.
Yeah.
Copied. You know what I mean? So for the real deal, you wanna come here and check it out.
The biggest question, can you make it spicy though? Because I like my food spicy.
Yeah, man, Jamaica is big on spices, man. You ever heard about the Scotch bonnet pepper?
I have not, but it sounds like something I might be interested in.
You never heard about the Scotch bonnet pepper? Yeah, man.
Tell me about
We
it.
do we do spicy, man. When you come to
Hmm.
Jamaica, spices is one of the biggest things in our food. That's why a lot of people like our food because of the spices. We have the allspice, the pimento allspice, the Scotch bonnet pepper. You know, spice is good. Yep. You come here, you could get spice. But what happened is a lot of people don't like spice either. So
Hmm.
when we take you for lunch, these places they do the food like for instance they do the jerk chicken and the jerk pork mild,
Yeah,
and then one could add their own spices as they go along.
that's how it was in
So
Mexico, and I'm like, where's the, what is this? They had like all these hot sauces. She's like, yes, just have some of this, some of that. Boom. Oh, so great.
yeah,
The
man,
grease
yeah,
is
man, yeah,
awesome
man.
too.
The spices here that we use. I had some clients 2 days ago,
Hmm.
and they call the spices here the what you call it, the sinus cleanser.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what they call it, the sinus cleanser. Could you pass me the sinus cleanser, please?
nice.
Yeah.
Carissa Colley asks, what is the best thing to bring back from Jamaica? Is it their Blue Mountain coffee, their jerk seasoning, their red stripe beer, or something else? What would you recommend?
Well, to bring back the best thing, if it's a souvenir, we do a lot of carvings, a lot of wood carvings, locally made wood carvings, paintings, trinkets such as necklaces, rings, keychains, etc.
Hmm.
These are locally made. You could buy t-shirt. The t-shirts that you buy here are imported from India or China or
Hmm.
wherever. You know what I mean? So for souvenirs, wood carvings, locally made stuff, paintings, handbags, etc. For food or for even gifts, the rum, the 151 overproof white lightning.
Oof.
We have the dark rum, which is the Appleton rum. The coffee is great,
Hmm.
for gifts and for yourselves. The jerk seasoning is good if you cook a lot. It is all good. Everything is great. It's just you, the individual. Whatever you want, it is here, and anything you get Jamaican is good.
Hmm. We have some more Periscope questions coming in. They ask, is Bob Marley's bar still there?
Is Bamari's what? Bar?
Bar still there.
Bar. Yes, the Mama Marley's. Yeah, man. Mama Marley's still in Ocho Rios. In Ocho Rios.
Hmm. Nice.
Only in Ocho Rios.
Kevin Colley asks, can you get pure vanilla in Jamaica?
No, Jamaica does not produce vanilla. If you buy vanilla in Jamaica, it is not
Hmm.
locally produced. So it's
What
not
are
pure. You wouldn't get pure.
what are some of the things that you guys make for like sugarcane? Or I really don't know too much about the island at all.
Well, well, I must say we have three industries in Jamaica. We have tourism, which is the primary industry, which I'm a part of, and we have agriculture. Agriculturally, we produce quite a bit. We produce sugar made from the sugar cane. So
Hmm.
if one wants to take back a piece of Jamaica, agriculture, they could also try some sugar from the local um, uh, grocery store. Or we make molasses. Yeah, of course,
Hmm.
like I said, we make the rum again from sugar cane. There's the coffee. There we do a lot of pastries made from coconut. We also, food wise, we mentioned this, we also make a very good ice cream. A lot of people don't get to try it, but there are ice cream lovers. In fact, I'm not supposed to do dairy, but
Hmm.
I break the chain sometimes and try the ice cream because it's really good. Yeah,
What flavors
man.
do they have?
Oh man, they got coconut, they got stout, they got coffee, they got rum and raisin is really good. Rum and
Mm.
raisin, guys. You come to Jamaica, you try the ice cream, try the rum and raisin and the stout, and also the coffee. Really good. Next time you come, you ask about Devon House ice cream.
Hmm. So
I think
we
Devon
got
House
the
is famous.
final question of the night comes from Tammy Brom. She asks, which is the best place to go horseback riding from Ocho Rios that isn't too crowded?
We use a company called Hooves. They're really good. They do the mountain to beach trail, and they don't really get crowded. They're legit, they're licensed, and official. So it's Hooves, and they
Hmm.
could contact us also. We arrange this, or they could contact Hooves direct. So they could contact us at www.nojamaica.com.
Well, thank you so much, Javia, for coming on. We really appreciate it. We got a lot of knowledge about Jamaica. So, can you give a shout out where we can find you again one more time?
Oh, well, you're welcome and thank you much. And you guys could find us via the internet. Our website is www.knowjamaica, that's one word, knowjamaica.com. Or you could find us on Facebook, Know Jamaica Tours, Instagram, Twitter, Google Plus, No Jamaica Tours, hashtag No Jamaica Tours, anywhere. Instagram, hashtag No Jamaica Tours, Facebook, No Jamaica Tours, or Javia Shaw or Marva Shaw and Facebook. But the main, and also our email address is nojam@gmail.com. Nojam@gmail.com. www.nojamaica.com. Check us out. It was a pleasure, and
Nice.
thanks for your
Well,
interview.
thank you again so much, and I guess we'll see you later, Mon.
Hey, one love, man. Thanks for everything.
Yep.
To the
See ya.
world, one love.
One love. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I learned quite a lot about Jamaica that I just did not know about, especially some of the food, and I really got to get my hands on one of those peppers. Maybe I could do that for a challenge in the future. We'll keep that in mind. So next week's guest is Pippa Andrew, and they're coming all the way down from Australia, all the way on the other side of the world. I've been to Australia before, but it's such a huge country and continent. It's both amazing. So they've worked as a crew member. She's worked as a crew member aboard several different ships from 1995 to 2003. So we get to learn all about different life behind the ships, as well as different places to visit in Australia, and just different places of all. And I'm super excited, especially to learn more about some of the maybe dangerous insects and snakes about there. I'm super into that, so I can't wait. So we have a new segment coming up that we're so excited to launch. Well, I'm really just I'm interested to see how this is going to go. So we want you guys to send us about a 2 minute video or less explaining a tip that you guys have learned on the cruise ships. Just like I did for Cruise Week Season 1, where you can find us at cruiseweek.tv. I did tips and tricks videos of different things that I learned for the first time. We interviewed some other people who had some random tips. If you guys have a cruising tip from any cruise line or just in general, send us a video about 2 minutes long and we could post it on the wonderful little picture frame behind there and give you a shout out. So yeah, you can send us to Zach at cruiseweek.tv. Send us your video and maybe you'll become a little mini famous. Get your 15 minutes of fame, share us. Okay. So we have our Cruise Week 1.5, I like to call it, spring break cruise coming up on March 27th. And we're going through Kelly Brewer Travel with Cruise Life. I cannot wait. It's been way too long since I've been on a cruise. Way too long. So we are going March 27th to April fruit. March 27th to April 1st on the Carnival Triumph. I've never been on that ship before. I've only been on one, so I'm really interested to kind of compare the two. Some of the ports are going to are Cozumel and Progresso. I've never heard about Progresso. Have you guys heard about it or been there before? Leave us some comments and tell us what you think about it or some different spots we should visit on there. Cozumel, I really enjoyed a lot, and I need to restock on some of my hot sauce and some other supplies there, and maybe get a couple more blankets and souvenirs. Let us know some souvenirs to go out for in Progresso too, or some like hot spots to visit. We also have the meet and greet with everyone, and you bet I'm gonna be styling my Cruise Life T-shirt. Go ship yourself at my house. They're already hanging up. I can't wait to wear them when we're out. And we're going to be doing live coverage of different restaurants. Of course, most of the coverage is probably going to be me at the bars, but you'll get a lot of different bar videos. We're also going to be going to different activities. We're going to have cameras live the whole entire time. And we're going to be broadcasting live at the ports too. So I am super excited to go on this 1.5 cruise coming up. And again, that's March 27th with Kelly Brewer Travel, featuring Cruise Life. So can't wait. So season two, again, that's going to be October 29th with Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, and Future Group. That's probably going to be the highlight of my 2017 year, especially to have on 5 newcomers, both boys and girls, to kind of see their struggles that I faced, and maybe I can get some drinking buddies out of this too. Could always use more friends. If you guys like us too, give us a share because we like making new friends, and it's so great to be able to meet new people on the ship, especially when we have familiar faces. On Cruise Week Season 1, everyone seemed to know who we are, and that's awesome. So give us a share, give us a like, and if we bump into you on a cruise, don't be shy, come up to us, and yeah, we'll get a drink and have a nice little chit chat at the bar. We also want to give a really nice shout out to Chalet. I know I may butcher your names at time, but we do appreciate all that you do and all the help you give us with locating guests and just doing so much for us. And she, again, is the group runner of Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, Future. We're going with her on the October 29th cruise, so you guys are going to see more of her later on. Thank you again so much, Chalet, and everyone else who's been helping us out. And just all of you guys for liking our videos, commenting, sharing, and just being there for us. We really appreciate it, so thanks. Um, if you guys want to support us for Cruise Week Season 2, you can always go to cruiseweek.com/support. Leave us, cruiseweek.tv/support. Give us some donations to help us fund for the second season. It'll really help us out, and we really appreciate it. We got some swag and some merch available too for people who donate some certain amount, so check that out to see what we got. Again, if you guys see our studio, we have some more items filtering in here and there. If you guys see anything cruise related that you want to send us, ship it over. We'll give you a shout out. We got a hat and a little world map from Kem Jordan earlier. Kelly Brewer is sending us a replica Carnival ship, I believe, so I can't wait to show that around and kind of play with it here and there. The address is linked, boom, right there at Bruce B. Downs Boulevard. So if you guys see us an item and you think we might like it, want a free shout out, send us some stuff. I like clothes and everything else. I'm a size small men's. Just throwing that out there if you want to send me some shirts. Again, guys, I had a fantastic time. If you guys like us, give us a like, a share, subscribe to us so we can go live and you know when we're going live. We're live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we do a 10-minute pre-show starting at 7:50 where we can just chit-chat. You guys can ask some questions for me, talk about the weather, or, just whatever's going on in your life. Also have a beer with me. I am unfortunately out, so it's going to be farewell for now. So, guys, as always, we'll see you on the ships.